All right, so today we're going to talk about Stefani Germanotta. You know her, of course, as Lady Gaga. We're going to dive into her story and figure out how she became this global icon, all based on one really powerful idea: constant radical reinvention.
So that really begs the question, right? How does an artist actually become an icon? I mean, it's way more than just having a few hit songs. It's about transformation. And by looking at the career of Lady Gaga, I think we're going to find the answer. So let's start at the very beginning, because long before the world saw the spectacle of Lady Gaga, there was just this incredibly talented musician in New York City working on her craft, a young artist named Stefani Germanotta. And her talent, it was obvious from day one. I mean, think about this. She's playing piano at 4 years old, writing her own ballads by 13, and then hitting the open mic scene in New York City at just 14. This timeline just proves she was never some manufactured pop star. She was the real deal, a serious musician way before she was famous. And get this, before she ever stepped into her own spotlight, she was behind the scenes, writing songs for Interscope Records. She was penning tracks for huge artists, which gave her this amazing insider's look at how the whole pop machine worked, an industry she was about to completely flip on its head. So, all that time spent honing her craft, all that work behind the scenes, it was all leading up to one of the most explosive debuts in the history of music. This was the moment Stefani finally unleashed the persona of Lady Gaga on a world that had no idea what was coming. In 2008, The Fame drops, and it wasn't just another album. It was like a declaration. It introduced this totally new brand of theatrical, boundary-pushing pop star. First, we got Just Dance. It was this super infectious, fun track that was kind of the world's first taste of her sound. But then came Poker Face. That song became a massive global phenomenon. That 1-2 punch right there, it instantly made her pop music's new heavyweight champion. And the numbers, they just don't lie. We're talking over 125 million records sold across the globe. She's not just a pop star, she's one of the best-selling artists of all time. And the crazy part is, this level of success happened almost overnight. But she absolutely did not just sit back and relax after that. With her next projects, like The Fame Monster and Born This Way, she pushed the envelope even further. I mean, take a song like Judas, mixing these really heavy religious themes with a thumping dance beat. That was a straight-up challenge to what a pop song was even supposed to be about. And of course, you can't talk about this era without talking about the fashion. It was pure performance art. For her, the visuals were just as critical as the music. Every single red carpet appearance was a chance to make a headline. And, well, nothing got people talking more than the legendary 2010 meat dress. Okay, so just when the entire world thought they had her pegged as this dance pop provocateur, she did the most Gaga thing imaginable. She completely changed. This next chapter is all about taking huge artistic risks and, you guessed it, reinvention. This right here perfectly shows the two sides of Gaga. On one hand, you've got the theatrical, avant-garde pop of albums like Art Pop. But then, on the other hand, she's collaborating with the legendary Tony Bennett on a jazz album and releasing Joanne, which was so stripped down and personal. She just refused to be put into any single box. And right in the middle of all these reinventions, her cultural impact just got deeper and deeper. The song Born This Way wasn't just another hit, no way. It became this powerful global anthem for self-acceptance, especially for her LGBTQ+ fans, her little monsters. So, after conquering the music world over and over again, what's next? Well, if you're Lady Gaga, you set your sights on a brand new stage, Hollywood. And her move into acting wasn't just a side project, it was total domination. Her first big acting role in American Horror Story immediately got everyone's attention and earned her a Golden Globe right out of the gate. It was pretty clear this was another world where she could not just survive, but thrive. But A Star Is Born, that was a whole other level. The movie was a smash hit, and the main song, Shallow, was a massive cultural moment. It didn't just win a few awards, it swept them. We're talking an Oscar, a Golden Globe, Grammys, a BAFTA. It won the top prizes in both film and music, proving she could be the master of both worlds at the same time. So what do you do after you've conquered music and film? For Lady Gaga, the answer was to use her gigantic platform for something much bigger than just entertainment. It was about focusing on philanthropy and speaking out. Back in 2012, she co-founded the Born This Way Foundation, and its mission is basically a real-world extension of her music, building a kinder, braver world with a huge focus on mental health and empowering young people.
And this is the real deal, She's been incredibly open about her own personal battles with PTSD and chronic pain. And by sharing that vulnerability, she's become this powerful voice for destigmatizing mental health. And that's why it matters so much. It's how she connects with people on a truly human level. When you just step back for a second and look at all the awards she's won, the picture becomes crystal clear. 13 Grammys, an Oscar, a Golden Globe, a BAFTA. Her critical acclaim spans entire industries and decades. It's a legacy of true, undeniable artistic excellence. Which brings us right back to where we started. An icon isn't just an artist who gets to the top, it's an artist who gets there and then refuses to stand still. After completely changing pop music, mastering jazz, and conquering Hollywood, the only question left is, what on earth will Lady Gaga reinvent next?